very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm here, me, Adebayo. Well, tonight on the show, we will be talking about the eagerly anticipated Enugu City International Marathon. It's going to be held tomorrow. We talk about that on the show. We will also be looking at the CAF Under-20 AFCON. Was a good start for Nigeria. Some other matches played today. We'll be looking at all of that, all for you. We will also be talking about the President's FA Cup, that's the Federation Cup, President Federation Cup in Nigeria. We will also look at what is happening in the English Premier League. As a matter of fact, as we speak, Manchester City and Wolverhampton Wanderers are currently slugging it out. What is it? Okay, so that's the outlook of the show, and we have some guests lined up for you to do justice to some of the things I have talked about. But let me quickly introduce our guest in the Lagos studio. It's been a while we've been on set together, but of course tonight Babajide Oreva joins us. Babajide, greetings to you. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Yes, thank you, Yemi. I know it's a packed evening for sports. Tomorrow, the marathon in Enugu. Arsenal also, they don't want to imagine what had happened over last week, but I hope they can
bounce back
when they take on. I know they play Bournemouth tomorrow, but of course, the game against PSG is still the main game. So it's a good one. It's good to be back here.
All right, so let's go straight into the marathon, long distance running on the show. Tonight, we have the pleasure of having with us on the show the Commissioner of Youth and Sports in Enugu State joins us virtually. Lloyd Ekweremadu joins us on the show. Greetings to you, sir. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Good evening, Yemi. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, so let's talk about the eagerly anticipated event tomorrow. One of the comments attributed to you that I liked very much when I read it was the fact that you affirmed that Enugu State is committed in the long term to hosting this event and also ready to stage a world-class event.
Yes, of course. That's at the very core of all of this. As you know, this is an event that is led by the vision of His Excellency Governor Peter Ndubuisi of Enugu State, who incidentally is a marathoner himself. So the idea behind all of this is that this is going to be an annual event. For various reasons, the running culture is actually a culture here in Enugu. People do it quite leisurely, and there's no reason why Enugu as a city should not be known for this, just like any other city, London, Boston, the famous marathons that you know, Lagos. And we want, Enugu City wants to be counted as one of those.
All right, we've seen the half marathon before, but this is a full marathon. First one in that axis, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. First one in that axis is going to be an influx of athletes, and this event is also on the World Athletics calendar. So in terms of preparedness, without blowing your own trumpet, but how ready can you say Enugu State is?
We're absolutely ready. The city is ready to play host. The government is ready. We've been doing a lot of planning. A lot of work has gone into this. And we've been working with some highly experienced experts or consultants. Nilaya Sports Management Limited, you're probably familiar with. They're a very recognizable name in the running world. They are synonymous with the Access Marathon in Lagos. They've been part of the Abuja Marathon, and we brought them in to work with us as a consulting partner on this one. So everything's been put in place. We've been planning this for over a year now. Literally since the half marathon was done last year, like you mentioned, we started planning this, and it's all about dotting the I's and crossing the T's now. So we'll cross the finish line.
All right, I understand that this is strategic. You could have chosen other sporting events, but you decided to go for a marathon. There are reasons, and of course, you've explained some of those reasons in some of the statements attributed to you in the media. And I'm very sure our viewers will love to know. You're putting the state on the map, you're picking your sport gradually, and everything seems to be coming out fine. But what were the strategic reasons for going for the marathon instead of other events?
So, as you're probably aware, of course, and many people are, sports is quite capital intensive. Sports development is capital intensive, and for us, the marathon or running as a sport, long distance running, is a little bit of a low hanging fruit, for one, because it's something most people can get involved in. All you need is running shoes, and you can wear anything else and you can run. And it's, in terms of skill, it's a skill that everybody can build with given a good amount of time. And so this is something we felt would be able to galvanize the population, galvanizing the Enugu to participate. Again, like I said, it's something that we already do. You need to just walk around the streets of Enugu every morning and see that this is something people do on a daily basis. So it's also a celebration of our culture as a people, our sporting culture. And the governor is very keen on using sports as a medium for tourism. We believe that this contributes to the economy of the state, and the marathon has the potential to make that happen for us, as it does for a lot of major cities across the world. And so these are some of the reasons why we've chosen running, we've chosen marathon to be that sport as we expand the scope of sports that that the government is looking to develop in the state.
All right, for a big event like this, over 3,000 athletes, the eyes of the sporting world will be on how the organizers manage issues with logistics and, of course, with security. And I mentioned those two because it is key. And also, it is rumored, you will confirm, because the last time you had the half marathon, Governor Peter Mbah was there. I think he crossed the finish line as well. And I'm very sure he might be interested in competing in this one as well. So if the number one man is going to be in the event, so issues like logistics and security has to be top notch. So what can you say about those two areas? I know you've said you already, but I'm very sure a lot of people listening to us too will want to know how you're going to manage an event of that magnitude with special focus on those two areas, because you're also, like you also rightly said, you're also going to have a lot of side activities. So it's beyond the 3,000 athletes for the event.
To putting together successfully an event of this magnitude, security is very key, is the most important aspect of it, really. The safety of the athletes, every single athlete that will be participating. Of course, you are aware we have athletes coming from across the world, from various countries on the continent and off the continent, and who are already in town. Their security has been top-notch. And for those that are coming in from other parts of the country as well, security has been made available. What we've been doing since Monday is reconnaissance tours across the city with the security agencies. So every single security agency present in Enugu is part of this. It's an interagency arrangement. It's an interministerial arrangement because traffic management is also very key. So the Enugu State Ministry of Transportation has been very, very pivotal in all of this. We've been working with the ESMA, the Enugu State Traffic Management Authority, and the Federal Road Safety. We've been doing a lot of reconnaissance almost every day, going through the routes, working on where it's going to be and all of that, so that we have a hitch-free race. And we believe with all this work that we've put into place, there'll be more than enough security for everyone, all that are participating, and that traffic will be well managed. We've been working with the media as well, making announcements about traffic and things of that nature. So it's beyond the fact that the governor is participating. This is a world-class marathon that is going to be monitored by the World Athletics, who are already on ground. So there's no room for error really when it comes to this marathon.
All right, so that's good to hear. Permit me, let's just probably with a few minutes we have left, dive into some other issues regarding sports in Enugu State, and of course you wear the cap, so that has many feathers, so you're able to answer some of the questions we might want to ask. I mean, while speaking with you and listening to you, Rangers just came into my mind, the Flying Antelopes, and a lot of questions from champions to struggling to get in on the continent. There were issues about the stadium that was promised, didn't get to be delivered. So, I mean, going into next season, this season is done. What should the fans be expecting in terms of support that Rangers will get to ensure that maybe they're able to fight for the title again and maybe return to the continent?
Yeah, so I mean, this is football we're talking about. This is sport, it's competition, and things do happen. The management of Rangers have been doing their best. The coaching staff have been working very hard, and of course the players have been giving everything that they can.
Okay. So while we wait for him to get back, let me just quickly get your thoughts. He said everything about the marathon, but Rangers, what comes to your mind? The commissioner will come back to us and say a few things. But as a football fan, you had a lot of us just wanted Rangers to maintain what they did a few seasons ago, but it just didn't happen the way we expected.
Okay, so let me quickly touch on the marathon. I like the fact that Nigeria is becoming the hub of marathon. You have in Lagos, you have in Abuja, you have in Edo, the Opekpe, and now you're having in the East. It's even the best time to have it when you have all these issues of insecurity and all that. Now you need to show Enugu. So kudos to the organizers. I hope it will be successful tomorrow. And then for Rangers, I'm surprised how things just panned out in just one season. I hope the commissioner is there. I hope they can go back to the drawing board and then see how they can bounce back. At some point, they were even struggling. I hope they can just bounce back and then get back.
All right. So he's back with us. Lloyd Ekweremadu, the Commissioner of Youth and Sports. We were talking about Rangers before we had that glitch, and you were trying to explain to us why some of the expectations, not just from the fans in Enugu, not just from the Flying Antelope, the fans of the Flying Antelope, the admirers from all over the world of the Flying Antelopes, they tasted what they wanted to see, they tasted victory, but everything seems to have taken a dive. So, I mean, what will be done to ensure that they're able to rise and take their pride of place?
Yes, you can, for our fans, for our supporters, the admirers of the great Rangers International Football Club of Enugu, they can rest assured that we'll continue to fight. That's really what Rangers is all about. It's about the never die spirit. That's literally the mantra of the club, rising from the ashes like the phoenix every time. So if you can count on anything when it comes to Rangers, is that we'll always bounce back. Rangers will always bounce back. So this is just a glitch in the metrics, if you like, but we will bounce back after taking a good view, good reflection of some of the issues that may have led to the performance you've seen this year, and we'll hope to do better next season as far as the league is concerned. But I will say this to the fans, this is sports. A lot of think times we see this in Nigeria where you have Nigerian fans that have supported Arsenal through the terrible years and, go on. But then when a Nigerian club like Rangers has a bad stint after winning the season, then it's like all hell has broken loose. So I call on our fans to be more supportive, to be more diehard, and believe in the club and throw their weight behind us, and we'll do this together.
All right, before we let you go, the issue of the stadium, it would be good to hear from the horse's mouths. What is the situation? Will Rangers get to be playing their matches in the stadium that everybody has, known as their home ground? It's always good for traditional teams to be playing at their home ground. So, what can you tell us about the situation?
Yes, so very soon, as soon as the season ends, work will commence at the stadium. It's been scheduled in such a way to avoid affecting Rangers games. We're very mindful of that. And so there shouldn't be any worry about Rangers playing their games at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium while it undergoes complete renovation.
All right, Lloyd Ekweremadu, we want to thank you for your time on the show tonight. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time, and all the best for the marathon.
Thank you, Amy. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right. So we'll be speaking with the Commissioner of Youth and Sports Lloyd of Enugu State, Lloyd Ekweremadu. We need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, we'll be talking about the CAF Under-20 AFCON. We'll also be talking about football on the domestic scene, and of course, we'll talk about the English Premier League, all for you when we return from this break. All right, welcome back. Well, we'll switch gears now and move on. Let's talk about the CAF Under-20 AFCON. Babajide, I want to get your thoughts. Winning start for the Flying Eagles. Some say good result, overall performance not too impressive. Some say it's the result that matters. What's your view?
For me, it's the result. You need to see the game, and of course, the guy started well, got the goal in the first half, but somehow the Carthage Eagles were pressurizing. But however, what matters is your first game. You need that 3 points, and that's very crucial. They are playing Morocco next on Sunday, and the Moroccans can be very, very, very difficult. So getting 3 points against Tunisia was the best, and now they are in a very comfortable position. They can now begin to look at the tactics and all that. Though I understand that yes, there have been concerns about the coach's formula, his strategy and all that. But what matters at that first game is get your 3 points, and now you are settled into it. I just hope they can just keep the momentum. The Flying Eagles, we've won the title most, and why not just keep the momentum? It's still very early to begin to predict, but however, we need to give it to them that they actually won that first game. It wasn't an easy one.
All right. So I'm going to go across in a bit just to let you in on the results for today. Friday's results. Then, of course, we talk about what the Flying Eagles will be up against. All right. So there you have it. Friday's results. Senegal played a 1-1 draw. Draws today. Senegal played a 1-1 draw with Central African Republic. DR Congo also played a draw with Ghana. Those are the results for Friday. Let's see what's going to happen on Saturday, shall we? On Saturday, fixtures for Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, the Junior Pharaohs will take on Zambia. Tanzania will take on Sierra Leone. These are the matches we played on Saturday. Then Sunday, that's where our hearts and minds will be with the Flying Eagles. On Sunday, Tunisia will take on Kenya. Then, of course, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria will be up against Morocco. This is the game a lot of people feel will be a true test for the Flying Eagles. Babajide, you've said it already, but I think it is good that we have 3 points in the bag. Nobody will be going to that game thinking of losing, but they would be under more pressure if they had lost or played a draw in the first game.
Exactly, and I need to say this. That Tunisian side that we played, I just hope they won't even get to the final. Very good side, and it also shows how much the Nigerian team has prepared before going into this tournament. Lots of issues before the start of the tournament, but however, that's now past. Now you need to go to the tournament. You've won your first game. It wasn't an easy one, but what matters is protect it, and they were able to do that after 90 minutes. So now we need to go into the game against Morocco. The Moroccans are very, very good on the attack. They defeated Kenya 3-2. But I hope they can also get the result, make the statement that, yes, we are here to win.
Speaking about Morocco, I'm hoping that our producer will let us see Morocco and also let us see the Flying Eagles. Now, talking about Morocco, what is your expectation from that game? Okay,
so for me, with what we put up against Tunisia, and then if you had seen the Morocco-Kenyan game, you know why not the Nigerian boys can actually do this. You see the attack, see Awa, see Dennis also doing fantastic. I just hope they can keep that momentum. It wasn't easy against Tunisia, and then with the result now, by the time Tunisia and Morocco play, you will understand what our guys had done in the first game. I feel they are not really... maybe because of the play, maybe because, of course, it's football. Pressure will actually, you won't just dominate from beginning to the end. But we need to give kudos to the boys.
In this game that we're seeing, Morocco put up a fight. A strong one at that. They came back. I think came back twice in this game. Eventually overpowered Kenya. I mean, just look at that. Yes. Look at that move. And I don't care what happens if you can put 3 goals past your opponent. Anybody playing against you should be wary.
Yes, definitely. And now you should also understand that this is African football, and you know at the youth level you expect anything. Nobody even will give Kenya the chance to even think of Kenya will go ahead against Morocco. So this is where African football has gotten to. But I only hope the boys will actually manage what they've been able to achieve in the first game, translate into the next game, and then move up in.
Now, since we've seen Morocco, let's see if we can see the Flying Eagles. And again, let's reminisce. What would you like to see? Would you like to see same of the same or a little tweak? Some people have said, look, forget about the performance. The result was good. They're going to get better. There's really no need to change anything.
Okay, so for me, first of all, is you need to understand Nigerian football. You know, when you score, and even in the national team, when we get the goal, then we might want to relax. But we need to still give kudos to the coach, because at the latter part of that game, as much as the pressure, they were not going ahead. The coach only needed to protect the game. How we have started, I know it will be a different ball game against Morocco. I definitely know, but I strongly feel the team should also start the same way, because we had the very good first 20-30 minutes. I hope they'll be able to just manage to also get the result against Morocco.
And that was a well-taken goal. It must be said. The calmness and precision from the goal scorer must be commended, because even with the Super Eagles, sometimes you see a lot of players throw away such chances. All right, let's move on. We're done with the CAF Under-20 AFCON. Let's come home and talk about the President's Federation Cup. I'll just turn back to the screen. It's there already. Thank you very much. We start with the women. Round of 16 fixtures for the ladies. Oshun Babes will be up against Edo Queens. Sunshine Queens up against Confluence Queens. Onimad against Heartland Queen. Remo Stars Lady up against Dallas Ladies. Rivers Angels will be up against First Mai Babes. Delta Queens against Ibom Angels. Nazwa Amazons up against Bielsa Queens. Then Mighty Jets Mata up against Unification This is the round of 16 for the ladies. Let's talk about the quarterfinal fixtures for the men. There you have it. Abakaliki Football Club will be up against Nasarawa United. Wiki Torres will be up against Ikorodu City. Plateau United up against Enugu Rangers. Aqua United, who knows? Who knows? Maybe by the end of this competition, they might not be in the top flight anymore. Who knows? I'm not wishing any bad thing to happen to the Promise Keepers, but if the results are anything to go by, who knows? Aqua United will be up against Kwara United. Plateau United taking on the Flying Antelopes. Then, of course, Wiki Torres up against Ikorodu. And, of course, Abakaliki up against Nasarawa United. But Jide, let's talk about this a little, especially the Rangers Plateau United. That's a game you want to see.
Yes.
Aqua United, Kwara United. That's a game you want to see. But the nature of this cup is that you expect upsets.
Yes, maybe upsets. I hope Ikorodu City, because I know they are concerned as regards picking the continental ticket on the league. So I hope now they can take advantage of this, possibly defeat Wiki Tourist. But however, it won't be easy. Here now, the fixtures are much more balanced. You mentioned the Enugu Rangers earlier. I don't understand how come they've been able to.
The slide.
The dip was just too much, and I hope they can quickly come back. You could see Aqua United struggling to even maintain their status in the league. So that's how much Nigerian football has become. But however, I like the fixtures. It's more of a 50-50. We just hope the best for each of the teams.
All right, all the best for the teams. All right, let's travel abroad now. And of course, we'll cross the seas and go to England, the United Kingdom, and talk about the English Premier League. And of course, I'll just turn to the screen quickly as we talk about fixtures. There's one currently going on, but let's talk about the one that will happen tomorrow, that's Saturday. Aston Villa up against Fulham. Everton will take on already relegated Ipswich. Two already relegated teams will be up against themselves, Leicester City and Southampton. Arsenal will take on Bournemouth. These are the fixtures for Saturday. And how about Sunday? Let's see. On Sunday, Brentford will take on Manchester United. Brighton will take on Newcastle United. West Ham will take on Tottenham Hotspur. Then, of course, Chelsea will take on Liverpool. I'd love to see if they'll give them a guard of honor at Stamford Bridge.
They have to.
That's the tradition.
They have to.
So they have to. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's quickly talk about Arsenal. You talked about it at the beginning of the show. We'll listen to Mikel Arteta in a bit, but let's focus on Arsenal for a while. How do you do this? If they don't start winning matches, the teams behind is going to catch up. And their effort in this season is going to look like, it's going to be wasted. But then they're thinking of that. They have a depleted squad. They're also thinking about the second leg, semi-final of the Champions League. As far as I'm concerned, it's a conundrum.
It's going to be a tough one for them tomorrow. Bournemouth can still fighting for a European spot because they are 10th on the table. But with good results, it's possible that they pick, even if it's the Conference League ticket. But however, Arsenal, I just don't understand from how Arsenal started the season, and then we are in the final stage of the season. I just don't imagine how Arsenal have come. But however, the game against PSG is still what will be in the boys' head. So going to tomorrow's game, I just know they just want to go there, try as much as possible to get result. But everything about the Gunners at the moment is as regards Wednesday's game.
All right, everything is focused, tailored towards what's going to happen on Wednesday. You would expect that some players will be rested tomorrow. Let's listen to Mikel Arteta, the manager of Arsenal, what he wants to say. He's been talking about how painful losing the title to Liverpool has been for the Gunners.
that we can control is our performances, our emotional state, and how well we are performing. And we know how important it is still a lot of the things that we have to do in the Premier League, even though we haven't achieved what we wanted. And I take the opportunity as well to congratulate Liverpool and what they've done in the manner that they've done, how consistent they've been. And I think they fully deserve to win it. They were the better team. They had so many attributes. They had a consistently their squad available. And we're going to try again. But up to that moment next season, now we're going to have to finish the season very strong.
All right, we almost got caught. I mean, Papachi is getting a bit agitated talking about Arsenal. But let's throw it out in the open. They have a depleted squad. You could say, I don't think anybody is still going to say that Arsenal lacks character. I think that would be an unfair criticism if you say they do. I mean, what they've done in the last 2-3 seasons should have changed, but that squad does not have depth. It's obvious. You look at the game against PSG, they had nothing on the bench. There was nobody that could. I mean, you had to bring on a teenager, Ethan Iwaneri, which was not on the same level as Martin Odegaard.
Yes.
You had people on the bench, but he wasn't confident enough. Thomas Partey not playing, look at how flat the team looked. So I still think, you feel free to disagree with me, but I still think that this issues about Arsenal not having a chest, Arsenal not having character, I think it's unfair.
Okay, so for me, where you measure this is Liverpool won the league even 4 matches before the end. That's when you understand Arsenal. For Arsenal fans, they feel this season wasn't just right because how they started. Of course, I mean, in the middle of the season they had injuries, Saka, Odegaard, and all that. But however, it shouldn't be that Liverpool would have won the league even 4 games before the final day, and then going into the Champions League. Of course, after the game against Real Madrid, everybody is feeling, after the quarterfinal, they feel, yes, you go to Bernabeu to beat them, you beat them at the Emirates, then why not PSG? And then as it is now, Arsenal are on the verge of exiting the Champions League. But it's, however, still possible. For the Premier League, it's a marathon. That's where I say there is no chest. I knew this from the beginning. Arsenal has all it takes. Then the flashes and all that. They win the first 2, in fact, first 10 games. But you know that they will not be able to keep the momentum. It's 38 games. It's a marathon. And then that's where they got caught. And then you see Liverpool then winning it. You could see teams that had chest. Look at Manchester City now. They are third already. They're winning
with
before
all their
this.
problems.
Yes, with all, and there was a time they were, I think they were even 10th on the table. But you know, this is a team that even if Liverpool and Arsenal were not careful, Manchester City can. That is the kind of character you want. That is I just hope, but I'm not taking anything away from the Gunners. I know they can actually still go to PSG to actually still win and then go to the final. I'm not taking, but I'm actually just concerned as regards the Premier League. You want to, this season is ended already, and we know Liverpool has won, but you need to, what are the things that we have not been doing right? And what kind of players, which areas because it's been happening. This is the 4th consecutive time you are ending at second, then there's something that you are not just doing.
Yeah, there is something the Gunners are probably not doing. All right, let's talk about another team, and this time it's going to be Liverpool. Arne Slot, nobody. I make bold to say that nobody, not even the optimistic Liverpool fans, would have thought that Arne Slot would win the Premier League in his first season. And even those fans would say it wasn't really the best of performances overall from Liverpool. But whatever the case was, it was enough to win because others didn't do their job. Other teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, maybe Newcastle didn't do enough. And Liverpool is winning with 4 games to spare. All right, let's listen to Arne Slot talking about winning the title and writing his name in gold. And of course, forever becoming one of the Anfield legends.
amazing, especially Sunday. It was maybe for all the Liverpool fans, but for many of them, one of the best days of their lives, and I think it was the same for me. The way the whole day went, arriving at the stadium, how intense the fans already were, then during the game going 1-0 behind, so it even felt like, oh, they're not going to give it to us, we have to work for it. Scoring the goals, seeing how much it meant to the players, but also to the fans was, for me, was really special to be part of. Nice that we play some very strong teams with Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, and Palace. So that gives immediately the challenge to those games. It's the end of the season, but we'll also have to look at this as the start of next season already. So, it's Chelsea away first. We played them earlier on in the season. And I'm completely surprised, and not shocked, but surprised if I look at the gap we have with them at the moment, because at that moment of time, they were the better team on the pitch. But we found a way to win, and that is a quality that we didn't need a lot, because mostly we were the better team on the pitch. But in that game, we had to suffer more than any other game maybe. So to be so many points ahead of them is a big compliment for everyone here at this club.
All right, Arnold Slot enjoying the moment, and I mean I do agree with you. It looks far too easy for Liverpool, but then again, you just have to give them credit. If your opponents don't do what they have to do, and you keep doing what you have to do, then the credit should go to you. The fault should not be yours.
Yes, of course. And for Arne Slot, we need to congratulate him and we need to applaud him. First season in England, they've won the Premier League title. Not a small feat at all. And I don't think that record could be broken even in a while.
All right, so that's it for Liverpool. Let's move on the show. It's time to talk about Chelsea. Enzo Maresca. At some point, a lot of the fans started saying, well, Chelsea might get on to win. And Enzo Maresca was always very quick to say, no, we're ahead of schedule, but please don't talk about the title. They're still within touching distance of making the top 5, but of course, nobody's talking about the title. They might go on to win the conference league is still within their grasp, but what is on offer for them, of course, is a ticket to the Champions League if they get things, if they do the job. So that's Chelsea for you, the players knocking around the ball. Let's listen to Enzo Maresca talk about Chelsea, then we'll come back to wrap things up on the show.
Yeah, for sure, when you win games, it's much better. But now every game is a different history, different game. And now we start with the Liverpool. We have 4 more games, and hopefully we can win as much as we can. We're gonna prepare the game in the best way we can, because we know how important it is for us, and also because we know that in the other side there is a team that they show how good they have been all season. The target is to be consistent away and at home, but probably, as you said, at home we have been better team this season, at least in terms of results, and hopefully the next one at home can be exactly the same. The mood is good. I said already weeks ago that now is matter how we manage the emotion until the end, because when we win game we are happy. In case we don't win game, we are not happy. But will be a race until the end, and we need to manage that emotions.
All right, Enzo Maresca sharing his mind, talking about Chelsea. I mean, one of the things he said, I don't know if I agree, is that Chelsea can close the gap. I'm thinking they might need a season or 2. That's why I like what Ruben Amorim has said. He said we want to win the league, but we are realistic. It might not happen next season, might not happen the one after, but surely a time will come. So for Chelsea, can next season be that period? Do you think effectively, maybe with a few signings here and there, or with this current squad, do you think you can put them on the level we now know Liverpool, Arsenal, and City to be on?
Okay, Chelsea, for me, they need a striker. They need a point man. I hope Osimhen will actually go there. I feel Osimhen will actually do well at Chelsea, but I just don't know if he will actually go somewhere at the end of the season. I feel he should actually go to Chelsea. Chelsea can't, with the kind of squad. Yes, I agree Jackson is fine and all that, but same chest thing. You need a striker that can actually get to the goals. Chelsea, there are lots of matches, even in this season, that they needed to have won. You see clear-cut chances. Chelsea will eventually lead and then they just drop it. You need to play like a champion, like a team that needs to. You saw Liverpool all through, and you are seeing the new Manchester City. That is the kind of attitude that Chelsea needs to. And then you need a striker. Chelsea needs a very proven striker, and for me, Victor Osimhen is a person.
But the question is that all they need?
For me,
Look at the goalkeeping department. A lot of people will raise questions. That back line.
I mean, you can see the transition from the goalkeeper. See the new Chelsea. You just know there's something missing in the final third. I think it's the striking problem. I think you could see, even in the early stages of the season, you will see how much a goal means to Jackson. When he scores, you'll be like, he has scored. You need striker that scores 20, 25 goals season in, season out. And that's why I keep saying Victor should actually come to the club. And then, but they play Liverpool on Sunday, and then what a time to be alive to see Chelsea give a guard of honor. I know their fans won't like it, but of course it is what it is. You need to honor the champions, and then they are waiting. It's been a beautiful season. I like the fact that it was competitive almost until then Arsenal just began to drop points, and then they just allowed Liverpool to just take everything.
All right, so our parting shot, I'm just going to quickly ask you, the remaining slots for the Champions League, it's going to be 5 now. Liverpool, surely, is number 1. Some will say whatever happens, Arsenal has already leaked it. They might not finish in number 2 if they keep losing games, but they will be there. Which other 3 teams will be there as we prepare to leave the studio?
I know the Man City definitely, they are there already, but I'm just worried for Nottingham Forest. I feel they earned it, they deserve it, but of course you still need to. Nottingham Forest should actually also get.
Newcastle, Chelsea, which one?
I don't think Chelsea. Chelsea maybe Europa League this time around, but not. Maybe Newcastle will definitely should, but Nottingham Forest will definitely be in the top 5.
Okay, all right. So that's Babajide's 5 picks for the 5 slots in the English Premier League to play in the UEFA Champions League, and that does it for us. It's a wrap on the show tonight. But first, I want to thank Babajide Oreva for his time on the show.
Thank you so much, Emi. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, we'll do this again some other time.
Definitely.
All right. That's the show for today. It's the last one for the week. We hope you enjoyed everything we're able to bring to you tonight. You see us again next week. Enjoy your weekend. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.